stress and anxiety and angst in a teen can trigger a poltergeist situation.
Yeah.
My house would have burned down a million times.
Well, you do always have those books flying off the shelves.
True.
But what I was going to say before was this book I was reading. They were talking about like the most reputable cases, and these cases, people called the police. Under what circumstances would you call the police for a poltergeist? Because what the hell are the police going to do? Come and shoot it?
That's true. Who would you call that old lady?
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, there are multiple cases where people called the police, and the police came and were like, holy shit, everything's flying around over here. And the police would, like, investigate, but then be like, well, I don't know. It seems like a poltergeist. There are multiple cases where, like, a dozen cops have signed affidavits like, yeah, here's the stuff I saw. Here's, things flying around, things levitating, the refrigerator lifting up.
The way that you've pronounced the words reputable and affidavit has undermined your whole argument here, Tom.
I'm just quoting the book.
The poorly written book.
Look, it's a great book. A man on the corner gave it to me.
A ranting man gave it to me.
So there are cases where multiple very reputable people have gone on the record, and then like sometimes they'll get like a local priest. Your local.
Look, I'm not basing my beliefs on energy and things on like what a local priest says.
Well, that's what I'm saying, Tim. If you got a ghost of any kind or spirit of any kind, the local priest isn't going to know what to do with it. You got to ring up the Vatican. They got to send a specialist in.
And the thing is, local priest might be like, time to shine, baby. Like, now I'm going to be on the world stage. Somebody call 2020.
Yeah, exactly.
And suddenly you're televising an exorcism, and everybody's like, wait, what?
Or that local priest is going to be like, I'll come check it out, but I have a baptism at 2. And you're like, a baptism? I got Satan himself in my home, possibly.
Now, is it Satan? No, it's the devil?
I'm just saying, Tim, anything's possible.
So why did you yell at me when I said that I thought it might be a ghost?
Because I'm trying to get you not to be so goddamn narrow-minded about these things, Tim. Be a little open-minded.
True. I really should broaden my horizons a little bit when it comes to the potential.
When it comes to the paranormal.
Yeah. All right, Tom. How bad would it have to get for you to, like, call up a paranormal investigator? Now, I know... Okay. Tom?
Okay. Would I be cold calling, or would this be a paranormal investigator I already know? I'm already acquainted with.
No, okay. So you're a guy who is predisposed to believe that something is paranormal, or open-minded to the fact that there are paranormal activities responsible for... events that others might just see as mundane.
Not as mundane, but that there might be things we don't understand.
Right. So, how do you feel about every paranormal... Because you're also a guy that hates charlatans.
Yeah.
And
it's a tough spot for me
may I
to
say
be in.
Bullshit artists.
Yeah.
And basically...
You can say bullshit, Tim. I said Papa Boner before.
No, we all remember. You also hate people that, like, are at all out of the ordinary. Like, you're open-minded about the paranormal.
Just give me a nice, normal paranormal investigator.
Very close-minded about people in general.
Uh-huh.
Check out this weirdo.
It's like, and you're like, and you're always telling me, Tom, that's just a paranormal investigator. Leave him alone. That's his job.
Have you ever seen...
He has to wear all those crystals.
Have you ever...
rings.
Have you ever seen a paranormal investigator on television that you're like, I'd invite that person into my home?
Yeah, or like, I'd strike up a conversation with that person at a party.
Yeah, I'd willingly tolerate being in the same room as this person.
No, but as a kid, like, I saw being a paranormal investigator as like a very viable...
Well, the Ghostbusters. Let's not... understate the effect that the Ghostbusters.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when I wanted to be a paranormal investigator, the thing that I thought was bullshit about, like, the real world ones was that not nearly enough gadgets.
Right.
Guys, get some more gadgets to take care of the ghosts. I'm going to get some more ghost gadgets.
So, all right, so...
I don't want those in my house. They'll scare the hell out of me. What am I saying?
Ghost gadgets? Because
Yeah.
they probably attract ghosts.
Oh, yeah. Or, I mean, if ghosts want to be known...
I don't even know why we're talking about ghosts in the Poltergeist episode, Tom.
Well, I'm just saying paranormal gadgets. Paranormal paraphernalia. Anyway, what were you going to ask me about? Oh, about what would it take for me to get a paranormal investigator?
Here's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know you can't call the cops.
Yeah.
Would you call, like, let's say...
Because of all the warrants.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And, you know, your home is so dangerously... You
Yeah.
have... Like, the cops would
A
be
lot
like...
of violations.
Look, I'm not a building inspector, but 45 space heaters in
I
one
get
small
chilly.
New York City apartment. This is a tinderbox.
Yeah.
This is...
it's called redundancy, copper. Beat it.
You call them copper. You call them the fuzz.
Yeah.
You call them pigs to their face. I don't condone that kind of behavior, Tom. And you're always running from them.
Mm-hmm.
So you know you can't call the cops,
Right.
What do you do? Do you? Is there ever a situation where you're like, crap, I gotta do this.
I gotta call the Ghostbusters.
Like I know you'll probably move into it. You'll be like, I'll move into a different apartment.
Yeah.
But let's say it follows you, right? What happens? Do you actually ever call this person?
I think I would call a paranormal investigator. I'd really do my research. I'd look it up on Yelp and everything. But I would mislead them. I would say something else was happening and then see if they picked up on any of the... So I bring them in under false pretenses.
How many times do you think they're brought in to be tricked? By skeptics.
Probably fairly often, but I don't know, because you're paying for them.
Are they expensive?
I'd imagine. I mean...
But, like, you gotta
I
imagine like,
that they prey
like,
on very desperate people.
Yeah, but, like, you gotta think there are, like, some James Randi types out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
That are, like...
The Amazing Randy, you mean?
Yeah, the Amazing Randy.
Mm-hmm.
He's got deep pockets.
Yeah. Well, because I don't think for a skeptic to pull one over on a paranormal investigator, I don't think is, like, really that...
But then it's just more evidence for the file.
All right, then you put it in the file. But, like, I fully believe, and that's why I'm saying that I would not give a paranormal investigator an iota of information about what's going on.
Right.
I'd be like, hey, you got all the equipment? You tell me what's going on.
Yeah, you got all these gadgets.
And I would go for one that had gadgets over, like, one who claims to have a psychic
link.
link.
That's your MO in anything.
And then
right?
I'd be
Who's
like...
your favorite superhero?
Batman.
Why?
Because he's got gadgets. And then I'd be like, how much would you let that spectrometer go for? And
you try to be like...
I'd try and, I'd be like, and then, like, maybe some of the gadgets will leave here just in case it happens when you're not here.
No, Tom. I just saw, like, a possible path your life could take.
What is it?
Buying this kind of stuff.
Buying ghost gadgets?
On eBay.
Yeah.
Like, just being like... Because, like, you buy a lot of gadgets now, Tom.
Yeah.
And I'll go to your apartment, and, like, there'll be, like, boxes. Just, like, you get, like, 5 packages a day.
Yeah.
And you're always like, it's some gadget I heard about.
Yeah.
And, like, usually it winds up in the landfill that is the floor of your office, right?
Yeah. They're always cheap gadgets, though.
Yeah, but at some point, like... I really thought when you got like really into Scientology, I thought I was going to
I didn't get really into
No, you got really into like
learning about
Scientology. I thought I was going to come here, and I was excited to come to your apartment.
That I would have an e-meter?
Right.
Too expensive.
Really?
Yeah, very expensive. I looked into it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So like I'm worried about you coming into a little bit of money and being able to buy all this stuff. And then like the stuff just by nature, by virtue of you having the stuff and having made an investment in the stuff,
it's gonna work.
Like it's just kind of like, well, I gotta believe this. I've sunk so much into this, and then like you're a crank. And then my biggest fear is that you have a very successful paranormal investigation business, and then suddenly you're less interested in doing this every week.
Yeah, all of a sudden I've got a bunch of cool ghost hunting friends.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then I make like inside jokes with them at your expense. And you don't get the joke, but you know it's at your expense.
So many of them are like big Southern guys with
Yeah.
like a flamboyant bent to them, right?
Oh yeah, like a cool hat.
Yeah.
That maybe has like some really cool gems on it.
I'd be worried about inviting somebody with the potential of getting that sweaty into my house.
Yeah.
They seem like they're sweaters
Well,
as a general.
well, how do you think they get rid of the ghosts? The ghosts are like, oh, God, it stinks in here. I got to get out. Or a ghost goes to crack the window, and all of a sudden, whoa, sucked out.
All right. What else do you know about poltergeists? We gotta get back on track here.
Do you know about there's this whole phenomenon I was reading about that people who there are these apps you can get where they'll record you in your sleep.
No, I don't know about apps to
Well,
record
Tim,
you.
go on the App Store and look them up.
Sorry.
So there's apps that will record you in your sleep.
I like that you're spinning this as like, no, you're an App Store enthusiast,
Yeah,
not
Tim.
a recording people while they sleep enthusiast.
You're not recording other people, Tim. This
Sure.
isn't a
Oh
spy
no, these
cam
are just
situation.
for you. Yeah, of course.
So
That's the plausible deniability that I can get behind.
So you set up one of these apps, and I don't know if it records you the whole time. I guess it records you on like a delay, maybe. And if it there's like a spike in noise, then it will be like, okay, start recording.
That would have to be it would be recording in the future.
No, because it's just always recording. But if it doesn't hear anything, it just dumps that.
Okay.
So it does that, and it's mostly meant for people who are
Lunatics.
like sleepwalkers and stuff. And some people use them because they're like, oh yeah, I say funny stuff in my sleep, so then it records them saying funny stuff. But then some people are like, oh, I recorded this thing, and here's a conversation of me and a demon in the middle of the night. And
But
it's scary stuff, Tim. Super scary stuff. I don't think you could pay me enough to listen to or watch a video of me asleep.
Okay. Well, then I guess I'll shop my collection elsewhere. I thought I could sell it to you directly. I guess I'll have to move on to the pervert community.
Look, Tim, I know you've invested a lot of time and money in this, but I'm just
now
not
you
interested.
tell me.
Because if like even the tiniest weird thing happened in a video or audio recording of me sleeping, I would just never sleep again.
Yeah. Tom, this is why...
Sleeping is when I'm most vulnerable.
This is kind of why I never want to get like any major surgery done. Because you watch America's Funniest Home Videos.
What?
And these days, half the videos are people coming out from like after like wisdom tooth or
Oh,
like
yeah. And
coming out of
like,
anesthesia.
yeah.
And they're just like, I'm Beyonce. I'm dancing like Beyonce right now.
Yeah.
I am Beyonce. And it's just like, the shit that's hanging out in my subconscious, like,
Yeah.
I don't want anybody. Like, I don't want to know what that is, and I
Right.
don't want to, like...
Yeah, you're like, I'm going to kill you all, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Killed them all, of course. And the burping. What was with the burping? Hold on.
Yes.
Oh, did you have something else to say, or were you going to start wrapping up?
I wasn't... you talk. You say something.
I don't know. You had that face that looked like, all right. But I just wanted... You just seem to be, every time I ask you what's really all that scary or alarming about a poltergeist, you keep kind of pivoting to like, oh, but there are ghosts, or, oh, but people have conversations with demons, oh, but like Satan is real, or whatever you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
It's like, I want you to make the case that I should actually be fearful of a poltergeist.
I don't want to make the case, Tim. If you're not fearful of poltergeists, good for you. More power to you. Maybe
I'm
you
very
should...
brave.
You're very brave.
I know. Thank you, Tom.
Then maybe you should look into being a
Doesn't mean that much coming from a coward like you, but still. I mean, most people are brave compared to you.
Maybe you should look into being a paranormal investigator, Tim, with this bravery of yours and this lack of fear of the paranormal.
Maybe.
There was this one case, one of these cases where all the cops saw all the bad things happen, where they said by the end of it, there were 1,500 people outside the house on the lawn trying to catch a glimpse of this poltergeist. It created like Beatlemania, but for poltergeists.
Yeah, because people we're sheeple, man. They hear something and they're like, something's going on in that house. Let's all go.
All right. So if you're so